Oh, I think I have to
Okay,
do it
now it is.
again.
There you
Now it
Okay,
is.
thank you. Hello, hello, Anthony. Hello, Salma. How are you all doing?
go. I'm doing okay today.
I'm glad both of you came in today. Um, I I want to thank you for being here. I know it can be a little stressful, a little anxiety provoking to come in, but I want to thank you both for being willing to have what can be a difficult conversation today.
Mm.
Um, I wanted to see how you guys were doing. What brings you in today?
Yeah, so me and my husband Anthony, we we've been having some problems recently. I'm pregnant and we are starting to talk about how we want to raise our child. I come from a Christian background and Anthony's Catholic. So, although we are pretty similar in beliefs, there is still a big difference. And we're just trying to figure out how we want to raise our child and what that's going to look like for us.
Hmm. Um, so you are recently pregnant. Congratulations. Um, I'm curious, Anthony, do you see it similar to what Salma said? Would you summarize it the same?
Yeah, as my wife said, I'm born Catholic, still am Catholic, deeply Catholic, and Sama's um um Christian. Um, I think she's non-denominational, but as like she said, there's definitely a lot of overlap, but a lot of differences, and like we each have our own opinions, and um we came to you because like we don't want to like sure we want to talk, but we don't want to hurt each other while talking, because like um it's almost my wife. I love her, but like communication isn't going well.
I see. I see. So what I hear is that there have been some differences in the practicing of the religion, and these things are being exacerbated because of the um, pregnancy and both of you focusing on how to raise your child. I also hear that you both love each other very much and you're both trying to do what's best for your child. Um, I'm curious to know a little bit more about your perspective on Anthony's religion. Selma, could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I would say I have a pretty clear understanding of Catholicism, but I was born and raised Christian, so I grew up in the church, going to all of these events and just being involved in my community. And that's a very important part about myself, and I would love to give that to my child as well. I just know with the Catholicism, there's catechism, and I know it's like a process for the child to be able to do communion, and it's not like that for Christians. So um, I'm still trying to learn more about it, but um, my perspective is that I know we are very similar, but yet so different.
And what is your perspective, Anthony, on Salma's religion?
Yeah. Um, the way they do their services is very foreign. It's it's not like mass, like where we celebrate the Eucharist, and it's it's very different. It's very foreign. and Salma mentioned about catechism and communion. Like, communion is the most important thing in our faith because we believe that's the real body and blood of Jesus Christ. And in order for individuals to understand that, like, catechism is a must. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that. Someone, I'm curious, what would raising your child as a non-denominational Christian mean to you? Could you tell me a little bit more?
I think it would just mean everything to me, just because I had that foundation growing up as a child. And I will say, looking back, that I'm an adult now, I can see how much that has impacted who I am today. And I all of my morals and values come from my childhood and just being raised in that community. So I want nothing less than to give that to my child.
And what would it be like if you weren't able to raise your child Christian?
Um, if I wasn't able to, I feel like that would make me like very sad and something that I would have to live with. So, um, I would be open to finding like a middle ground, but that's something that like me and Anthony haven't really discussed yet, or we haven't really explored that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Anthony, same for you. What does it mean to raise your child as Catholic? What would that mean to you?
Similar to what my wife said, my faith means everything to me because I wouldn't be here without without my faith, like Catholic morals, a Catholic foundation. Um, so yeah, it would mean a lot for our child to. It would mean a lot for me to pass that on to our child as well.
And if you, for some reason, couldn't raise your child Catholic, what would that be like?
Yeah. So while I wish our child was Catholic from the start, like I wouldn't mind if like I wouldn't mind if our child wasn't Catholic from the start. I wouldn't think I would mind.
You wouldn't mind if your child wasn't raised Catholic from the start? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Salma, I wanted to ask you a little bit about when you said you wouldn't mind finding middle ground. What would that look like in an ideal scenario?
Um, yeah, I would just say that we haven't really explored each other's backgrounds too much. Like I just talk about mine, Anthony talks about his, but um there's no support, or there's no um openness of exploring each other's backgrounds and what that means to us. So I'm thinking maybe if we take that step, it could change something for us, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. And Anthony, how does it feel to hear Salma say?
Um, it is true that we haven't discussed the middle ground as much as we should. Um, but think I'm willing to discuss middle ground. Middle ground.
So what I hear both of you saying is that raising your child um, means everything to each of you. That is one thing that you both have said, repeated. So it means everything to you to be able to pass these um, customs, traditions, beliefs to your child. It's something that you hold very dear to your heart, and you can't imagine not being able to share the beauty of your faith with your child. Um, when you think about, let me see how I want to phrase this. Um, when you have conversations at home about this, what are the emotions that come up? So, for example, the
Uh,
last time you spoke about this, what emotions came up, or how does it usually go? Conversation.
for me, it was frustration.
Okay.
For me, I
So,
just don't feel seen or heard.
mhm. And what is the conversation like? For example, did you argue about any specific thing, event, belief regarding the religion?
I think like when the conversation gets brought up, we just bicker at each other a lot and then we just drop it. And it's something we don't really we've never really sat down and like dove deep into the conversation. It's just something we're avoiding, I would say.
Mhm. So you'll bring something up and then get frustrated. You get frustrated, Anthony, and Salma, you feel like he's not listening to you. So each of you just sort of, what do you do? Do you walk away from each other? Do you uh, just be quiet and not continue? How does the conversation end usually?
A lot of times we just shut up and walk away from each other's presence.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So then what I want to do is I want to give you both some tools that you can use at home so that you don't feel like you have to shut down after a what is considered a small disagreement, as you said, in in the great picture of you know the differences between Catholicism and Christianity. I want you to be able to share those beautiful memories without feeling like it's going to end up in a disagreement or shutting down or people walking away from each other. Would you be willing to do a little exercise with me today?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, this is called reframing. So, for example, when you bring up, um, Salma, when you bring up, oh, this happy memory that you had in the church, and you share that with Anthony, and Anthony sort of starts to get frustrated because that's something that he doesn't believe in. I want you to rephrase um, like any you statements or any accusatory things. I want you to be able to rephrase that. So, um, let's say, Salma, you want to bring up a happy memory, and you say um, to Anthony, Anthony is, um, Anthony, uh, I would like to talk to you about a happy childhood memory. that I had, that I would like our child to have. Instead of saying, um, you don't do this or you don't do that, or walking away from him, I want you to try to refocus your energy and say, Anthony, I want to just share a happy memory that I also want my child to share. But I don't want to upset you in any way. Is this a good time? So I'll make it simple. I want each of you to say this statement to each other. Fill in the blank, Anthony or Salma. I would love to share a happy memory from my childhood that I would like my child to also have. Is this a good time to share that? Can you start, Salma? Can you start by saying that and we'll see how Anthony feels.
Do you want me to like talk about the childhood memory or just say the statement?
Just the statement is fine.
Okay, Anthony, I would love to share a happy childhood memory for me that I would love my child to have as well. Is this a good time to bring it up?
Perfect. That was wonderful, Salma. How does it feel, Anthony, to hear Salma say that?
Um, like I'm like, wow, who's this person?
That's great.
Like,
Mhm.
like it's it's refreshing to hear her like that instead of like, oh, you don't do this, you don't. Why don't you do this for me? Why don't you do that, or like you said, like you.
Mhm.
It was
Wonderful.
refreshing.
That's great. Very good. Okay, so Anthony, your turn. I want you to turn to Salma and um, give her eye contact and say the same statement back to her, and we'll see how she.
Could you repeat the statement once again?
Yes, of course. Um, you just look at her and you say, Salma, I would love to share a happy memory from my childhood that I would also like my child to have. Is this a good time to talk about that?
Salma, I would like to share a happy and warm childhood memory that I have that I would like our child to have as well. This is a good time for me to share that to you.
Perfect. And Salma, how does that feel to hear your husband say that to you?
It makes me feel honestly just happier just because the way that he approached me, and it's coming from a very like calm and peaceful state. So that does mean a lot to me.
That's wonderful. Well, I want to congratulate both of you for doing such an amazing job today. Um, as we continue on with these sessions, we'll be able to go a little deeper. But for now, we are out of time, and I just want to say thank you to each of you for the work that you did today. Be proud of yourselves.
Thank you.